Could I get a copy of the agenda?
Sure. Do you want the meeting minutes and everything? Cause that's the only thing that's, or just the.
So Christie, did you sell that to the tree people?
We're in the process of doing it.
Great.
They rented from us for like 6 months and now we just went into contract last
That's
month.
wonderful, because they seem to be good people and,
Pass
perfect.
it on down.
Pass it on, pass it on down.
What, take one down and pass it around?
Take, this is Paul Winky's birthday card because he was born in 1945. It was great. It was a wonderful year.
Low
Do
population.
you remember it? Is that what you're saying?
I was born in 1945.
So it was a
Same
great.
spot as last week.
Jim was, it was 47.
Double check.
A gallon of milk was
Sometimes
70
they move us
cents.
around
A
sometimes.
gallon of gas was 50s.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh. $1,000 for a car.
Do you want an agenda?
Well, sure. I think I have it on my phone, but I'll.
42,076,800 minutes.
I wasn't expecting it to be so big when I ordered it, but it's great, yeah.
I did that one time, ordered a card. It was one of those ones that was about this wide and about 4 feet high.
Oh my gosh.
I had to sign for it. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it cost like $12. This is a long time ago. Jerry,
So where's the air conditioning?
I turned it off, it's too loud.
Oh.
air conditioning in Westcliff?
Yeah, really.
My wife keeps telling me, she says, watching those commercials on TV, like for WireNet, for the $50 system checkup. She says, I'm gonna call them. I says, well, they're gonna come here and tell you that you have nothing in the house. If you can't fix it. You buy a whole system.
You should still go. So what did you do to your leg?
Well, other than the ears in your bone, there's a little tiny bone in your foot. It's the most insignificant part of your skeleton, and I broke it. And in order for it to heal, they had to put a 4-inch screw in the heel all the way through its little bone and then through the next bone, and into the joint to the next one, to hold it steady, so it'll heal. So, don't break that bone. Yeah.
I broke one of those bones in my wrist, the capitate bone.
Yep.
It took forever to heal. That will not open.
The guy next to you could help with that.
I think it just won't open.
I think that's called toxic masculinity.
She loosened it for you.
It's
Ooh,
turned.
it's just spinning.
Yeah, it's like, it's like,
There you go.
oh, thank you.
Oh.
See,
Maybe it's child, maybe
It's
it's childproof.
I was just gonna say maybe men are.
You gotta have a child to open it.
Okay, it looks like it's time. Let's call this meeting to order at 3:00. Just a brief announcement. I'm gonna have to leave at 4:30, so we're gonna make this a 90-minute meeting.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, I know. I know you'd be disappointed more than anybody else. So let's stand for the pledge. Ryan, you want to lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we'll do a roll call. Chairman Van Dorn,
Here.
Ms. Parks,
Here?
as alternate, Mr. Yago,
Present.
and Mr. Clance.
Here.
We are missing Chris Lund. I thought he was gonna be here, but
You may show up.
he may show up.
Okay,
Uh,
we will cover that. And now recognition of visitors. Everybody I've seen before. Start with you, Christie.
Christy Patterson, 408 South Third Street.
Jerry Peters, 409 South Fifth. Paul Zawacki, Sun Deck Drive.
Mary's Waikes in the drive.
Yes. You're a pair, I know. Okay, approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to?
It's May and July's minutes.
Okay. Do I have a motion to
So moved.
approve? Okay, so moved. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great. Old business, none. Okay, first item on the list here is discussion on the town's multifamily zoning policy. Why are we talking about this? We recently, for those of you who haven't heard the backstory here, we did a survey of all the zoning vacant lots in the town of West Cliff. We have 177 vacant single-family residential lots that already have water and sewer service in the street next to them. There's more that are zoned that don't have service, but that's the number that are build ready. We just checked, so far this year, we have one permit for a single-family home. That 177 vacant lots based on the run rate, average run rate for the last 25 years is a 40-year supply. We have, sorry, yes. Oh. Hello, Nadine.
Hello.
Would you like to announce yourself?
You just did.
Well,
Nadine Peterson.
yeah, but they don't know your last name.
Okay.
So on the other hand, we have 0 multifamily vacant lots. And that includes lots that are zoned traditional neighborhood, which currently allows a 6-plex. And actual multifamily zone lots. I recently discovered that there is one lot in Vivendi Park, owned by Bianca Trenker, and it's kind of a PUD within a PUD. So it's adjacent to her Ravens off Main, and it's set up for 12 condominiums. And was done many, many years ago. She has no plans to do anything with it. We had a discussion, I think, 2 or 3 meetings ago, and it was suggested that we begin to look at lots within the town that could be rezoned to multifamily, so that we could have a better mix of multifamily and single-family lots. So that's why we're here today. The beginning of that conversation is our existing zoning policy for multifamily. As we dig into our zoning map and our Title 10 zoning and policies, what we're finding is a lot of our this zoning is based on multiples of the, what I call the Clinton, the Clifton Company plat from 1880. So they platted the town of West Cliff originally, and the building block for the town is 25 by 125 lot, which is 3,125 square feet. Neil, you want to announce who you are, this guy?
Neil Mars, I live in Silver Cliff, but I work here at West Cliff. I'm the Streets and Parks Manager.
Okay, nice to have you, Neil. So, for example, you have to have 2 lots to build a single-family residence, 2 of the Clifton Company lots. But there's a loophole for that. If I own 2 lots, per policy, I can build a duplex on that lot that sits on the line between the 2 lots, or I can build 2 separate dwellings and then sell those as separate dwellings. But if I own 1 lot, I'm out of luck, I can't build anything. So that's one thing that's kind of odd in our current policy. In our current policy, if you have 2 lots, which is 6,150 square feet, on a traditional neighborhood zoning, you can build a 6-plex, which would be very difficult to do on 2 lots. But there are no vacant traditional neighborhood zoned lots in town right now. Our policy for multifamily is a minimum of 4 lots or 12,500, so twice the square footage of a traditional neighborhood lot, but you can still only build a duplex or a 6-plex. So you double the size area and you're still limited to a 6-plex right now. I think the first step before we talk about rezoning any other properties in town is changing our multifamily zoning policy. We recently had a discussion with TJ, who was one of the consultants on our workforce housing project, housing needs assessment. And he introduced me to something on DOLA's website. They have a model municipal code for small towns like ourselves, so we can look at what a model code would be for a certain requirement, and then modify that to suit. That code was not designed to be adopted wholesale, but as a guide for small towns like us that are looking at just what we're looking at here, which is a new zone designation for multifamily. So in everybody's packet is the model code
I
for.
didn't get a packet.
Nope.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh,
So I can pull it up and put it on the screen.
that would be very helpful.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just shoot us a link afterwards.
Sure.
the housing needs assessment completed?
It's very close to completed.
So if we looked at just redoing the code as far as multifamily dwellings, then would we need to rezone anything specifically?
But we would still have 0 lots that are.
That are zoned for
multifamily.
multifamily?
Yeah.
Because you would have to have 2 lots to be multifamily, is that what you said?
You have to have currently.
4 lots,
You have
yeah.
to have 4 lots in historical West Cliff that was platted in 1880 by Dr. Bell.
Right.
Okay. Yes.
Where is it in the code that it talks about, I always thought that you had to have 2 town lots in order to build a single family dwelling. Where are you finding that it says you can build 2 houses next to each other on a single lot? I don't, like, where is that in the code?
That was an added policy, I think, in 2018. And it said that you can build a duplex.
Do what?
Sorry.
You can, so now you can build a duplex on 2 town lots.
Correct. Only in historical, okay? Because we are an historical town platted in 1880, surrounded by a horseshoe of planned unit developments. So none of those things apply to the planned unit developments.
So right now in Old Town, I guess,
Yes.
you can build on 2 lots, you can either build a single family home or you can build a duplex.
Or you can build 2 dwellings.
So that's what I'm wondering where that is, like, what I would like to know at some point, I mean, maybe not right now, where that documentation is.
Okay, it was an additional policy that added the duplex option plus
Yeah,
the 2 dwellings.
You can also have a single family dwelling in an ADU.
You could essentially, with the ADU policy that only applies to historical West Cliff, you could build a 4-plex on 2 lots.
in the multifamily
No, in
zone.
the single family zone.
I don't.
It's
So
between,
all of this is historical West Cliff, right?
Yeah, all those little tiny lots is historical.
does that
West Cliff.
include the lots that are
Even-
south of Hermit?
Yeah.
That includes the lots that are south of Hermit that currently do not have water and sewer.
But we're gonna bring power and water down to the
Well,
town lots.
we're bringing water and sewer truck lines.
Water and sewer, not electric.
Okay.
Just sewer and water.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just to the town-owned lots.
All right.
So,
Could you
Not-
please
not-
clarify that? There are multiple conversations going on.
Yeah.
okay,
What's getting water and sewer?
The town-owned lots.
the town-owned lots in that area are getting, with the Dola grant, are getting trunk lines.
What about electricity?
Well, look, electricity is pretty close there, so that has to be done too.
So why is is a quad considered workforce housing? Multifamily.
No, what's considered workforce housing is whether the rental amount meets a certain criteria based on the average median income of the area. So that's a different thing altogether.
We don't have anything that actually says workforce housing anywhere in the code, correct?
We don't talk about that in our code bill.
Well, if we had some quads that would work as workforce housing, wouldn't that be?
That would certainly be more affordable than a stick-built single-family home. So, yes. Yeah, depending on the square footage of the units.
Also, could we not have them for sale instead of for rent with some kind of special loan?
That's also a possibility, but that'll be in the housing needs assessment, those kinds of issues. That would not be town policy. At least I don't think it would. Hey, Jared?
If you can build a quad on 2 lots,
Yeah,
is it 1 sewer tap?
is it one?
1 sewer tap?
I,
Ooh,
I don't, it depends.
If they're physically connected.
I think, so there's different levels of sewer taps that basically are bigger pipes coming into the property. So it's conceivable you could have 1 sewer tap and 4 meters.
I have a fourplex and it has 1 sewer tap.
Yes, but yours was built in what year?
Well, I mean, the building was originally a schoolhouse in the 1940s. So,
Okay, so it's been there for a while.
Yeah.
So things have changed. So if you could scroll, let's look at some of the things here. This is, our minimum now is 12,500. The minimum on this is 3,000 square feet. But if you scroll down a little bit further,
50 feet, that's
okay, scroll up. I'm missing something here. Oh, yes, scroll up. You scroll past it. Density,
Oh, I saw that 30.
yeah. Go down. Right
It's
there.
right there.
Stop.
Got it.
Okay. So there's a lot of things that constrain what you can build based on the standard. One is the density of 30 dwellings per gross acre. And just to give you an idea what that would mean in historical West Cliff, for a single lot, that's 2 dwellings, so you could build a duplex. For
On a
a,
25 by 100-foot lot?
yeah, one on top of the other.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, on
All right,
top.
all right, all right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I
Okay,
was thinking,
and on a, but only if it was zoned multifamily.
right.
And so you could just take that forward, so that would mean you could build 4 dwellings on 2 lots. So for instance, our traditional neighborhood allows you to build 6 dwellings on 2 lots. Difficult to do. I think it probably makes more sense for that to be 4. And then if you bump up to 4 lots, you can build 8 dwellings, and we only allow 6 right now.
6 dwellings on 2 town lots? I thought it was, I didn't think it was that anywhere near that amount.
Yeah, well,
I thought it was 1.
Well, if I'm zoned traditional neighborhood and I have 2 lots, I'm allowed a 6plex according to our current policy.
And is that's an ordinance?
That's written in our Title 10.
It's
With-
different than residential.
Yeah, different than residential, but that's kind of a separate topic, and it's another thing we need to consider. Lot width minimum is 50 feet. This would say that you cannot build on a single 25 by 125 lot.
Right.
Okay. Front setbacks, these are the things that basically limit what you can do on that footprint. I think, when you go down to the bottom, the other standards, building height maximum is 50 feet.
Isn't it Westcliff 30 feet?
It's 30 and 35. So I think 50 feet is 4 stories. So I would not recommend that we use 50 feet.
No.
38 feet probably makes more sense. When we talk to people about, when we talk to developers about building something 3 stories, they wanted 45 feet because they like to build 10-foot high ceilings. But 38 feet would be an improvement over 35 feet.
But that doesn't fall within the town's.
Well, we're talking about a brand new policy.
Oh, so this is what you're proposing?
I'm proposing that we look at this and decide what we like about it and what we don't like about it. And unlike every other policy that we have, we know the origins of this. I think a lot of our policies got copied from somebody else decades ago, and that's what we've got. Yes.
Is this jumping the gun when you still don't have the needs assessment done yet?
This is not about the needs assessment. This is about balancing. Our town has grown without a lot of thought, okay? We have added, the special subdivisions, like Shadow Ridge and Adams 1 and 2, and Vindy Park. And we've added all this, but we've never sat back and looked at the mix of commercial, industrial, residential, and multifamily. And whether we had the right mix of those in the town. We certainly have an abundance of single-family residential lots. We have hardly any multifamily zoned lots that are vacant right now. We have commercial and industrial lots that are building out extremely slowly. If we look at how many are vacant and how long the build out has been, it's been very, very slow. So do we have the right mix? That's a question. And we did have TJ come and speak to us last time or time before last time. I think one of the things we need as a town, we certainly need to have a town attorney. Now we have a town attorney back again. We need a consultant on call, if you will, that can give us advice about zoning decisions. Because we just don't have the depth of capacity and knowledge here in the town. We have been making these decisions, in good faith, with the best of intentions. But I think we've created this map that begins to not make any sense in many ways. And so this is a good time to take a look at the map and take a look at the ratio of the different zoning designations and ask whether that makes sense, given our population and given where we want to go as a town. Before there were Paul and Chris both suggested that we look at properties in town for and see what looked reasonable that are currently zoned something else. They could be commercial, they could be residential. What properties made sense to be rezoned to multifamily? It didn't really make sense to use our existing multifamily designation that basically said, you needed 12,500 square feet and you can only build 6 dwellings on it. That was a poorly thought out policy. So here's another policy that might make sense, not only for anything we might rezone, but that would include the town-owned property that we're bringing water and sewer joint line.
Is there anything in this documentation that talks about maximum building square footage or how much of the lot that they can take up? Or I know it says, it mentions setbacks in there.
Well, you've got setbacks, and the other policy that limits what you can do is parking.
Right. Yes, sir.
Okay, so, do we want to, I kind of like a policy like this because it gives so much flexibility to the developer. It says, okay, whatever you do, no more than 30 dwellings per acre. And then I think in this case, we don't want a 50-foot high
No.
building. We don't want to go 4 stories in town. But I at least I know that this is the latest urban planning thinking that we're looking at, rather than something that we don't even know the provenance of. Nadine?
Just a couple comments, questions. So there is a needs assessment also being worked on?
There is a housing needs assessment under contract. It's probably in final draft form right now. It will help to inform how many lots we might convert to multifamily. And then, it doesn't mean that anything's gonna be built if we do that. You've gotta have a developer that comes in and decides that they're going to invest the money to do that. If it's going to be a rental property, then there's a property management aspect that has to go with that.
So after the needs assessment, and is that taking into consideration maybe a drop off in tourism in the area?
I don't know, I haven't seen it. It may or may not, I don't know.
All right, and what is affordable housing or workforce housing? Does the needs assessment take into account how much the people here are earning?
Yes,
And does it include people who are retired and not earning anything, but are living on a certain amount each month, or how does that?
if it's similar to the last one, yes,
Okay, so you've got a lot of retired people
yes.
who don't necessarily need the workforce housing.
No, but they need something more affordable than, right now. The other thing we looked at is what does it cost right now to buy a lot, get a sewer and water hookup, build it from scratch at $350 a square foot. What's it take in terms of income to afford a mortgage or qualify for a mortgage on that? And it's $120,000, $150,000 a year. That's not what people make in the area. So we're really, right now, we're in a cash buyer's market. And we have been for a long time. We have a lot of retired people that move here with equity from wherever, and they pay cash. And that's the primary market here in the area, and which leaves out a lot of people.
Do you know when that needs assessment is supposed to be finalized and delivered?
It
I-
should be
next week by the latest.
Yeah,
It's
it's,
very, very close.
it's this month, I'm pretty sure. But whether it's gonna get delayed for some reason, I don't know.
Do the requirements for this have anything to do with location, proximity to town? Because I know that the county is talking about doing something about workforce housing as well.
They, yeah, they are talking about it, but only in the context of property they own in Silver Cliff. They have, for a multifamily project, they don't have any sewer and water service, so it would be on a septic system, and that kind of limits what can be done in a well. So basically, we're looking at the two towns. We're looking at the two towns that are within the Round Mountain Water and Sewer District.
And are the two towns working together?
The two towns, boy, they have never worked well together, have they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did when you were mayor.
Yes, they did.
Okay, but, and they might work well again sometime in the future. But the housing needs assessment is, it covers the whole footprint of Custer County, but realistically, the two towns.
My question was, does this housing need to be close enough that they could say, walk to the school or walk to a job in town? Or can it be farther out?
If it's within the Round Mountain Water Protection District, Water and Sewer District, then it's reasonably walkable to a workplace. So it's an interesting conversation. It just the beginning of talking about multifamily zoning. So if we go back to this, this model code here, the only thing I see on here that I would object to is the building height.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And any discussion on that with, by the way, we don't decide anything here. We just recommend to the Board of Trustees. So this is a discussion.
Well, we moved here in 2013, and part of the draw is that this is a beautiful old western town, and to start putting up 50-foot buildings would destroy that look.
Yeah, I don't think it's appropriate for this town to go
No,
that high.
35 is even a little high for me, but
Well, we've already got buildings that high or higher.
I know, but does that
And it has a
make it right?
I think so, and
I don't think it's a
Adam's
problem.
house over here.
What?
Across from me. With his steeple. I don't know, I'm trying to think of houses 35-foot encroaching that aren't commercial. Is there anything out in the residential areas? That's
Well,
like-
there's that big barn in Shadow Ridge.
That's commercial.
Yeah, it's commercial.
It is commercial. It is strangely into a residential zone though.
Doesn't
Yeah.
fit.
Well, I can tell you that the town-owned properties down here in second filing, this committee right here approved within the last year, 35-foot buildings on that property. So we're heading there already.
Yeah, and in Adams subdivision, we have 6 different residential policies in town right now. If you count all the planned unit developments having all their own policy. In Adams filing 2, there's 2 residential zones. And if you are west of Adams Boulevard, the building height is 35 feet. And if you're east of Adams, it's 30 feet.
So what takes precedence? The
city regulations or the subdivision?
Subdivision is a different thing, but plan unit development, unless it has a policy where it sunsets the original criteria for the plan unit development that the developers put in place for their favor, those are still in force of law. So we have very little say on what goes on in most of the town right now. We have some say in what the original development agreement was, but without deeming plan unit development inactive and changing that, the town has very little authority on what goes on in those.
So,
But if they,
sorry, you're saying that if the town says 35 feet and they say 50 feet,
Yeah, no.
that they can build some 50 feet in there, because that's what it says in their PUD.
That's right, but none of the PUDs say that. Shadow Ridge is unique and it did not specify a building height, at least that we can find in the documentation. So I don't know what that means relative to the town, whether it defaults to the town's building height or not. So we have a lot of discussion we need to have with the new attorney on what's on the ground and what can be done about it.
So you're saying a PUD can come to you or the trustees or both, and they say, here's our PUD, and you say, okay, go ahead.
Well,
Or do you actually look at
no,
what's in there?
there's a lot of public hearings, public meetings before that's approved. And so Christie's been through it. It's not trivial. They pay a lot to their attorneys. But it's a document that then allows the developer to go ahead and develop the property in a certain way based on a plat that the developer has submitted to the town for approval. But the policies in there in terms of building heights and setbacks and all of that stay in place. And that's how we come to have 6 different residential zones in a tiny town of 1.25 square miles.
But so you said that the PUD or whatever, that is what stays in effect for that subdivision.
That's correct. Some of our
So
policies.
somebody didn't look to see if there was a building height restriction in that one, right?
Somebody missed that, or we haven't been able to find it in the documentation, but for Shadow Ridge, the other ones have building height restrictions that are usually 30 feet or 35 feet.
I was gonna say that the PUDs have come around. You look at Adams, you look at Shadow Ridge. The town of Westcliff used to basically stop right below the theater, and an individual owned all of that ground below that. I mean, if you look at what Adams is, one person owned all of that. And she approached the town and said, I would like to create Adams subdivision. And so she, there was a lot of road stuff involved, and then she decided, I want to see this many lots that could be used for apartments and this many lots that could be for residential. And she brought all of that to the town and there was negotiations that had to be approved, similar with Shadow Ridge. And so whatever, if they want to do more setbacks, like Shadow Ridge has bigger setbacks than what towns has, then those trump, but they couldn't be less than town. That town, well, I guess maybe they could, but that would come for the board, and town might say, why would we let you have less setbacks than what you already have, than what we have in town? Same with the height. I think the height could be argued that someone wanna throw up a 50-foot building in Shadow Ridge, I think town would say, well, whoa, our building height is 30 feet, 35. I thought it was 28 myself for residential.
It's,
You can't
it's,
do more.
it's 30 for residential, 35 for commercial. But like I said, in Adams Filing 1, it's 35 for residential lots.
Well, in this one, the front setback is 15 feet. Well, she said we didn't have to use that exactly, we could modify it.
We don't have to use it. This is a model code that kind of gives us a guideline
Okay.
going forward. And so, you know, I think we're all in agreement that 50 feet is too high.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you wanna look at sticking with 30 then, and
Well,
then doing it, so on a 25-foot,
It'd be 30, it'd be 35 on it's 30 on a single family,
yeah,
35.
35 on,
on
if
a-
you did a two-story duplex.
So, but multifamily is not the same as commercial.
Multifamily is not, but our multifamily code is 35 feet. I believe.
The one that we have already in place.
Yeah. Yep. Just keep it as it is. Okay.
Can it be lowered?
We can recommend to the Board of Trustees anything that we all agree to.
Well, are we voting on this today?
I would have a great objection to this that we see, because it wasn't presented to us to have any do homework on. This is the first time I've ever seen this.
Yeah, it was supposed to be in your packet.
That's my fault.
And
And I mean,
we collectively apologize for that. But that's okay. This is, you know, reading one, discussion one. We need to start thinking about this because the current one really didn't make any sense.
do we have a document, excuse me, do we have a document anywhere that lists what exact these zoning like setbacks and heights are currently for all the sections in town?
Title 10, right?
Well, I mean, like a collective document that says, okay, you can only have this much of a setback for Old Town West Cliff, Shadow Ridge, blah, blah, blah. I know it's probably piecemealed into the Title 10 always.
It's not even in Title 10. So if it's planned unit development, what you do is you go to the clerk and they hand you 4 inches of documentation and you look through it and pick that out, which I have done for single family residential for all of our various residential zones that we now have that we didn't recognize that we had. And I think when somebody went to pull a permit, that Dwight or whoever was looking at it, just looked at the policy for historic West Cliff. So there's been some approvals that probably shouldn't have been made in some of those PUDs.
So whenever we're talking about, all right, so we got through pretty much hashed out A here, but then C, you have, which lots you're looking at rezoning to multifamily.
Well, no, the next topic and
Cause I mean, that's off-street parking.
yeah, which is also something that is changing across the nation.
I can't park my truck in my front yard.
I don't think we're talking about this.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
What we're talking
Can't
about
park my truck in the
is
front
how
yard.
many parking spaces are required.
I got you, for the multifamily.
Well, also for single family. This is just,
Okay.
this is the latest thinking on parking spaces. We have an amazing amount of on-street parking spaces in town. In the order of, Jerry did a napkin study, back of envelope study, 3,000 parking spaces, something like that. We, yeah. Well, we have to count them all. That includes all the PUDs.
It depends on what they're considering a parking space,
Yeah,
not a small car size.
well, here's one of the things that happened in 1880. We have some really, really wide streets, 85 feet right of ways, in the town. What is it? What's Rosita?
Width-wise?
Yeah.
I'm not sure until I go measure it.
Okay. I'm just remembering numbers that Caleb gave me. But
85 feet.
I don't.
That's not even 85 feet between lot to lot, like on Fifth Street. There's no way.
So the
Fifth Street-
standard,
Fifth
standard
Street's not-
operating lanes are
not that wide. It's more like
12, so
60
it'd be
feet.
24, and then your parking is usually 12, so that's
Yeah.
40 something feet, that's it, 48 feet.
But the wider streets in West Cliff back in 1880 were designed for the turning radius of a 4-horse Teamster wagon. So nobody was thinking automobiles in 1880. It was a sensibility of English gentleman that laid out the town for us. But anyway,
They've been modified since then.
some, yep.
What's the definition of off-street parking?
Off-street means just that, on the actual lot.
So people parking their cars in their yard.
Well, or in their driveway, or in their garage.
See, I can park on my driveway and then I have spots in the back. My garage is offset enough that I can park a couple vehicles behind my garage, but still have them off out of the way of the alley. So that's off-street. Is that correct? Is that correct, John?
That's correct, so.
So if I park my car in my driveway and not inside the garage,
That's an off-street parking space.
Just like any random person can go park in a driveway.
No.
Because then you're trespassing.
It's a off-street private parking space.
But they're counting it as parking space.
Okay.
Like I would have, depending on the size of your car, I could put 6 cars at my place. I have a long driveway.
So what's our current policy for is there a policy for single family homes? How many off-street parking spots they have to have too? Okay. So then if we were to have a duplex there, then they would need to have enough parking for 4. Is a 25-foot by 100-foot lot big enough for I'm just trying to think of for a duplex house and
Yeah.
4 cars. Yeah, and then if you got a big truck and a 4-wheeler and a boat, ATVs, yeah, you know, you gotta have,
Camper,
and backhoe, snow plow.
skid steer.
Yes, sir. I mean, these are real West Cliff problems here. You know,
So the question is, yeah,
Trailers.
yeah, trailer, yeah. I mean,
What's-
everybody gotta have
what should be our policy?
no jump.
Parking spaces are expensive.
Yeah,
They eat up land, especially on a small lot. Lots in Shadow Ridge are huge compared to what they are
Well,
here.
that's true, they are nice.
would they be able to park within their setbacks?
Yeah.
I mean, I know the building has to be set
Yes.
back from the lot line, but would we allow parking in? We would have to at that
They can
point.
park within the 15-foot setback. That only applies to the building.
Right on, okay.
Keep in
Just
mind
double
that
check.
not every house in this, or residence in this town, especially in the old West Cliff, sits on either a clean 1 or 2 lot setup.
Yeah.
My house sits across 6 or 7 lots. I only own 1 lot. I have part of another lot over here, and then I own 5 parts of 5 lots going the other way. So it's a mess. And mine isn't the only one. There's lots of them that are like
Which
that.
is oftentimes not accurately portrayed on that map.
So does this really have to do with workforce housing, or does it just have to do with the town in general?
This has to do with the town in general and with affordability in general. So the more parking spaces you require, on a lot for a given zoning, the more expensive it's gonna be to build on that property, and maybe makes it more difficult to build as large a building on that property as a developer would like to.
So what's your recommendation? What just do, if you did a duplex on a 25-foot by 100-foot lot, then we would have 4 parking spots? Seeing as that's kind
Yeah,
of two.
it's a little, yeah, it's a little bit strange. We looked at that previous policy, and it said you had to have 50-foot minimum width, so you've got to have 2 lots.
Right, yeah.
Under this policy to do multifamily. However, in our single family policy right now, you're allowed to build a duplex on 2 lots.
Right.
Or 2 separate dwellings, plus an ADU for each one. Now, how that happened, Christie, I don't know.
I don't either. I really don't.
Yeah.
Right.
But
I
that's
just
what
really
the
don't.
language says. So,
And so then essentially, if you had the duplex and 2 ADUs, then that would be 8 cars.
Or 100?
And
well, under
that's
this
assuming
policy,
that
under this policy, that would be
There's
4
two.
cars.
there's teenage kids.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
God.
Usually both parents have a car, then your teenage drivers have a car.
Yeah, Backs
Or
into
you
my
saying that
truck
your
with his
duplex
car?
is only 2
yeah,
people?
I can see it right now.
So that was 2 off-street parking spots, is that what that said?
These, yeah, off-street parking basically on the property that you own. You can be within the setbacks, so for instance, if you're off the alley, you could conceivably get 4 parking
Right,
spaces.
2 on each end.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there would be no possibility for an ADU on one of those lots, there's no.
Well,
There's no
Building
square
space.
footage to
an
go in.
ADU can be attached, so, ADU is not just detached.
Yeah. I mean, that would be something to look at too, as far as, making sure that you just don't keep adding on. If you built a 2-story duplex and then wanted to add on an ADU, I mean, that should be somewhere in the verbiage, you think?
Well,
To
yeah.
restrict that from happening, or?
But, for example, with our current policy in historical West Cliff, you have 2 lots. You can build 1-story duplex side by side with the lot line going down the middle.
Right.
And you could have an ADU in the back. That's maybe sitting on top of the garage. So now you've got 4 dwelling units on 2 lots. With our current policy, and I don't think we probably recognize that when we approve these policies.
Right on. Well. So you'd have to, especially if we did this on a single lot, then we would have to restrict ADUs. Can you do that? Is that possible? I mean, with the current policy?
We would have to change the current policy.
Yeah,
I mean, state law might have a say in that as well,
right, yeah.
with some laws that were recently passed this year.
Yeah, that's right, because the governor's pushing the whole thing with the ADUs. Yeah. So that would be,
But that law only applied to within a certain distance of a transit station. So it didn't apply in our city. And there was no parking requirement for those. since you didn't get this in your packet, let's move forward and talk about where we might add or change the zoning.
Yeah.
From whatever it is now to multifamily. And so there's several opportunities there. One of those is actually a town owned lot. Some of them are, actually several of them are within PUDs. And each one of them, I just pulled out did a screenshot of the assessor's post page of what that lot is, how big it is. And so for instance, lot A is in the Vivendi Park. So below that, so in that PUD, the lots that are labeled with a number are single-family zoned, and the lots that are labeled with a letter are commercial zoned. And it's kind of vague about what that means. I think that PUD was in the 1980s, approved in the 1980s. So what commercial meant then would take some research. So this is basically up for discussion. H actually, I drew a fake lot line in there, that black line, because that's what it shows on the assessor's map. What we're showing on our town map does not comport with the town map. So those A, B, C, and D, and H, I think are all zoned commercial at this point in time. They're all in an area of the town where I think multifamily might make sense. And
But those aren't town owned, are they?
none of those are town owned. Those are all privately owned. And so we'd have to go through a process. And understanding what that process is would be interesting. G is one person owns all of those historical tiny lots. And that's, I think, zoned highway commercial now. Is it?
Are you saying the shaded part of G or the?
All of G, all of those lots that are either not shaded or shaded are.
These are town owned, the ones that are not shaded.
So we own some of those?
Well, I believe from what I understood, somebody owned all of this and then sold it to the county to use for their health department, that part.
Okay,
And then I guess these are highway commercial.
the assessor's page had all of those being owned by one person. So
And that person, I think they leased it to, so
okay.
because that's how the sheriff's.
Isn't that where the new judicial center was gonna go?
No, it's not.
No, it's not, okay. Or
No,
what?
the new judicial center is across Edwards Avenue between B and G. And that I think it's those two lots that come down to
Yeah,
a
they're
point.
behind the courthouse.
And they're under a lease option with the county. So county doesn't own them yet, but has an option to buy them at the end of the lease.
D is getting built on right now.
D is getting built on, so we can take D off because that's gonna be, that's actually one of the new commercial permits, and it's gonna be a window and door store.
I thought it said outdoor store on the sign.
They, yeah, I think they were going to do that, but then they changed it to the doors and windows.
That-
That Weiler guy.
They're putting in radiant flooring, so on a concrete slab, so doesn't look like it's gonna be outdoors.
You just said outdoor game
Yeah.
supplies, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that could be, whatever it is, it's one of our rare commercial builds. So looking at any of those, what are your thoughts? Just based on location.
Yeah, they're big enough chunks,
So if we were looking at G,
bigger than a 50, 100-foot long log.
Yes,
if it were G, we'd have to combine some plans.
which it's a single owner, so you could just vacate all the lot lines.
Oh, okay.
It is partially in a flood area. The northern part of it.
Oh.
Actually, that water comes right down there, right down the
Down the
middle of
center
this,
of it.
Yeah.
right down the center of that.
So you'd have to do some site work to basically account for that. I don't know how difficult that would be.
I vote not for G.
Well, I think G has some problems. I like A. A is already next to some multifamily housing condominiums that were built a long time ago.
The Vivian Parquet stuff, there's
Yeah.
some multifamily in there.
Yeah, and it's right next to the rental units. What does she call that?
That would make sense.
So it makes sense there.
Who owns
And
it? I mean, it's privately owned.
It's, all of these but one are privately owned.
Okay.
It's owned by Travis Griffin. Is that the Travis that?
that's Charles Oshman.
Okay.
So the next question is it for sale?
Well, the town wouldn't be buying it. The town would be approaching first the owner and talking about the possibility of rezoning.
Okay.
And depending on what it's zoned out now, that he might look at it and say, well, yeah, I'd prefer it to be zoned that. And that doesn't mean he's gonna build workforce housing. He might just build condominiums or townhomes that are still expensive, but more affordable than a single family home. More density, certainly in the town's best interest to have more density associated with infrastructure they've already paid for. Roads, sewer, water, etc. I think B is also a possibility. And C. But if I had to pick the one that was most attractive, it would be A.
I think so. I agree.
But the path of least resistance would be the lots that the town owns that aren't on that map that are further south. The ones that we're
Yes,
doing the infrastructure for.
and and we are actually trying to do workforce housing there.
So it has to be
Yeah.
zoned as
It is already.
It's zone okay.
No, we can zone it anything we want to.
Right, but we had to zone it that to get the grant.
Yeah,
right.
so
That's That's already
A
zoned.
grant from whom?
Go to pay, to help pay for the water and sewer trunk lines to the property.
Do you have that part of the map on here? No, you don't.
A and B on that map both
Oh,
have
yeah, it's right
ditches
here.
in it.
There it is.
Yeah, it's-
Would you scroll up to A and B? So when you say ditches, oh,
Along Herman Lane, there is drainage ditches on both
Yeah,
sides of
there's-
Herman Lane,
there's-
ends A and B.
but that's in the right of way of the road, right?
Mhm. I'd have to look on the zoning map. I
Yeah,
don't think so.
It doesn't cut through the property, though. It's on the edge.
I think it's in the edge, part of the line.
It's on the edge
part of
next to the
property.
roads and they have those little bridges that go across. Is that what you're talking about, Neil?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I would think that that's outside the side of the road.
I would think that's in the road right of way. Because the town did it.
So
Yeah.
there's the road right of way, which is the ditch, and then there's the 15-foot easement?
The setback?
Yeah.
Yeah, the setback starts at the
Property line.
At the property line.
Yeah, that's not an easement.
Yeah.
It just means you can't put something there. You own it, but you can't put something there, like a structure.
So we're talking about picking one of these lots and making a recommendation to the town or to the board?
If we want to make a recommendation for one of these lots, and it might not even go to the Board of Trustees, the first conversation would probably be with the property. owner. Which the clerks would do.
So what you're shooting for is a list of things that are in the sites to try to go.
I'm looking at properties that we think are possible prospects for multifamily housing. Based on their location, based on proximity to other multifamily housing. C, for instance, across the street is multifamily housing. It's right next to our health clinic. And Herman Lane is a less traveled road than, say, on Sixth Street coming in, which is 69. That's got a lot of traffic on it. And you want to scroll up?
Herman Lane's got a lot of traffic.
It does, but not as much as Sixth Avenue or 69. So, what do we got here? So F is currently 2 lots. And right next to,
That's where they bulldozed that house. a
that's
couple years
where
ago,
they
right?
scraped off that house. And so you've got commercial property just to the west of it. And across the street, you've got the old hotel. So that's a possibility. E is actually owned by the town.
I believe that when you're wanting to make changes like this in town, I remember on Third Street in that first block when they wanted to go to angle parking,
Yeah.
they had to ask all of the neighbors how they felt about that, sort of like you do when you're wanting any kind of zone change. So I think even if the town approached what used to be Baker's old place, you'd have to get permission from all of the neighbors to all of a sudden allow a condo to go there or whatever.
You absolutely, well, you'd have to go through anything that we do for rezoning, which is a public meeting and then we'll do public.
Yeah, put it in the paper,
Yeah,
send out
put it in the
notices.
paper. We have to have a public meeting here at the planning commission, and then there's a public meeting for the board of trustees. For that property right now, with our current policy, I can put a duplex and 2 ADUs on it. I can put a fourplex on it right now without asking for any permission. I don't think the owner realizes that. E is behind Sunflower.
Oh, that big lot behind
Well,
Sunflower.
it appears to be big, but it's mostly chloride gulch. It just didn't
Kind of a
show.
hill.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a much smaller lot than it looks like, and would have some complicated foundation issues with maybe big concrete pylons coming up out of chloride gulch.
You just park the cars underneath there.
You could park the cars underneath, you could.
In the gulch. You just hope it doesn't rain.
Yeah, yeah,
There is overflow parking there right now for Just Fresh Park.
yeah, for on that lot,
Yes, sir.
yeah, it's just not paved, it's just gravel.
Yes, sir.
I'm just saying it's low hanging fruit because the town owns it. And then if you scroll up and to the west, yeah. So that property has its own problems. It probably needs 4 to 5 feet of fill. It would flood if chloride gulch gets enough water flowing in it. So, it would be relatively expensive to get it to the point where you can build on it. Which goes back to A, B, and
Mhm.
those other lots.
It really looks to me like it would be the most logical.
Well, also C, because it's right across the street
Oh,
from,
yes, I
from the
thought
condos.
you said something about the county owning one of those for the Justice Center.
Well, the county may, and we'll have to do some research, maybe the county does own those lots just west of the clinic, but that's not what the assessor's page looked like. So,
Yeah, it's just how it's zoned here, so
yeah,
I don't know, I'll look
I'm
into it.
having less and less faith in that map.
It needs to be changed and,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, anyway, for my money, A and C look like they're pursuing to the next step and talking to the property owners. Do I hear nodding heads?
Yeah. I'd reach out, might as well.
So I think we need to vote on that, so we have a motion to authorize the clerks to reach out to the property owners of A and C.
What, we get to tell them what to do? I didn't
You can
realize.
Yeah, yeah, don't even try. It's a losing proposition. So, do I have a motion?
Sure, so moved. I'll
So
slow down.
Any further discussion?
Need a second?
Need a second, yes. Well, yes, I need a second.
I didn't want to make any recommendations on anything until I had a chance to review all this, so I will second it.
It'll buy.
I'll second it.
And
Further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Is there a discussion in the group?
Well, you don't get to vote, but you can certainly make comments. I've been kind of breaking the rules here and including you in the conversation as we go along, rather than wait till the end. But with this many people in the room, I think that's a healthy way to do it.
do you want me, I can do a roll call. Brian,
Aye.
Chuck,
Yes,
John, Leslie.
Am I supposed to vote?
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
I voted aye.
you get to vote.
So that's 3-1, motion carries.
Okay. Nadine, you have a
Yeah,
comment?
well, I was gonna, ask, why are we doing this before the other has been looked at?
Before the other
Before
one?
the other, whatever you had on the screen before.
The town lots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing this because part of the discussion with the owners is gonna be, would you be open to rezoning to multifamily? By the way, we're looking at changing our multifamily policy. So it's just very preliminary. I believe C is owned by actually some developers in, can't remember the town they're in, but, and A, you know Travis?
I do not.
Okay.
A phone call ain't gonna hurt, just reaching out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
saying, hey, man, we're thinking about doing this, what do you think about that? He says, that's crazy.
We know.
We get reported back to, they say, we're crazy. All right, fine, tell me something I don't know. And move on to the next subject.
Okay, I'm gonna go to item D, and this is gonna be quick, because I just wanted to put this on the table. I was at the presentation by Adrian Washington on wildfire at Lang Hall a few weeks ago. We've had quite a bit of early spring rains. The grass has grown very well. Come fall, that grass is gonna be extremely dry
It's already,
and highly flammable. We already have a town policy that says if you own a vacant property, you need to keep it mown. Because it's a fire hazard if you don't do that. Melanie's already talked to Paul. We're gonna take action and send everybody letters that have not mown their property. Because we could be in for a kind of a nasty fire season this fall, so let's take care of business now. So that's been taken care of.
What's the limit on the height of the?
6 inches.
6 inches of grass?
Yeah.
what's the grass, 6
Oh,
inches?
Yeah.
That's too tall. I'm a wildland firefighter. That is too tall. You're gonna have 5-foot flames with that. And it's- West Cliff town is full of wooden buildings. And and it comes from, the wind comes from the southwest. West
That's our
Cliff would
policy.
burn
My
down.
understanding, I didn't know that. My understanding is you take the height of vegetation, multiply by 4, and that's your flame height.
It depends on the wind.
Yeah.
It depends on the fuel moisture content. It can vary greatly.
Okay, but that's the rule of thumb.
Yeah, and we have on average 8 to 20 mile an hour winds every afternoon coming across Music Pass.
Yeah.
So the fire danger here is extremely high. That's why Shadow Ridge is full of xeriscaping, just to stop some of that.
Yeah.
12 inches.
Grass is the major carrier of fire.
12.
Yeah, it's-
People don't know that.
Like the policy, 12 inches.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what
Is
Leslie.
it 12
thinks
inches?
the policy
Yeah.
should be.
Yes, sir, it's right there.
So it's 12 inches our policy.
Whoa. That's just a disaster waiting to
Nobody
happen.
mows at 12
That
inches.
top, what is that? 4 inches, maybe 3 or 4 inches?
Yeah.
12 inches is
Well,
awful.
it's certainly better than 3 feet.
So will that letter that goes out, will that list the enforcement policy?
Yes.
And what is that?
I can go get it.
The reason that I asked, John,
Yes?
you know where the second filing where the town-owned lots are down there?
Yes.
I would really suggest that the town get their business in order before they try enforcing.
Because they have
Subjects.
not mown that property.
I did mow it in the spring, I have
Well,
not mowed it recently.
There has been some mowing done out there.
Yeah.
But not everything that the town owns out there.
Yeah.
So the north-south or the east-west have been mowed, I agree. I haven't seen any of the north-south roads or the alleyways mowed. So if you're asking people that own lots down there to take care of it, and you're suggesting some enforcement, I assume includes fines, then I would recommend that town take care of business first.
I appreciate that, and we have the right person in the room.
I'm working on it. Alleys, I believe, is responsibility of the homeowner, just as the sidewalks are. The open spaces that the town owns, we're working on getting them done.
Doesn't the town own the alleys?
Yes,
Not all of them.
And I don't know how that could be a homeowner's responsibility or a landowner's
no, that-
responsibility then.
your only responsibility is between your lot
I
lines.
agree.
So do the alleys have grass in them?
Oh, if you look at second filing, south of the Pavilion Park, that grass is 3 feet
No,
high.
but I meant just the little alleys between the homes. that-
Yeah.
There's no homes down there.
Just, let me make a comment. Your only responsibility is between your lot lines. Unless you live on a street, then you also are responsible from your lot line to the curb.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
I mow ours, but I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So if there's no curb,
Yeah, there's nothing developed out there.
there's no curb, so.
Yeah.
so I don't have
So
to,
it's
I
a,
don't
it's
have
a,
to,
it's a
I don't
gray
have to-
area.
I don't have to cut that stuff out there.
If you're smart, you'll do it.
Well,
It's a fire
I
hazard.
cut my alley too.
And while those east-west roads have been mowed, they haven't been mowed to the full width of the road. So what I'm getting at is, I'm not being critical of anything that you've done. I'm suggesting that there's gonna be a lot of legitimate arguments if the town is coming after people and they haven't taken care of their own property in that area.
Be a lot of pushback.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Well, thank you for that. That's a valid comment. And before we send a letter out, we should probably look at that. But it only applies to that undeveloped area where you own those lots, not in the developed areas of town.
Yes.
Or in the PUDs. Now, the PUDs, that's a policy that does apply for the town to make sure that those vacant lots are mowed.
Cause I got one across the street from me,
That's
not mowed.
That's not mowed. And so we will be doing a survey and identifying all the ones that are not mowed. We're getting close to my self-imposed 4:30 closing. Any final comments by planning commission members?
I was gonna mention to you that on Fourth Street,
Yes,
that is adjacent to Powell,
okay,
there's an enormous vacant lot right there.
yes,
One owner.
Yeah.
Nobody's building there. I don't know what,
Oh.
you didn't have it identified on there.
I did not,
And then the lot that's right next to my house.
Yeah.
Has a garage on it. That's it.
I think, I probably didn't put it there because it's it's in a single family
Yeah, it is.
zone, and so it would be an island of multifamily in a single family. zone. And from our visitors, any final comments you'd like to make? Jerry?
I think you got a mess in terms of all this.
There's a bit of a mess to work through. Yeah, we thought we were just gonna clean up the zoning map and it would be
We have like
straightforward.
4 PUDs in the area that are inactive, right? That don't have active homeowners associations.
They don't have active homeowners associations. But the original development agreements still have force of law.
Right.
We don't enforce the CC&Rs within those areas, but they are enforceable by lawsuit. Homeowner suing homeowner, which is a hell of a way to run a town. So we will be talking with our new attorney about a path forward to clean up some of that and get some agency back into the hands of the town.
We need a motion
We need a
to,
motion.
I'll make a motion to
I'll
adjourn.
second.
Okay. Okay, well, that went really quickly. All in favor, Brian?
Hi,
Okay, all right. Thanks, everyone.
I just want to get out of here quick so you don't miss the appointment.
We haven't seen you.
Yes. Yeah,
I'm thinking about you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I love the way you do this.
Yeah, I'm always putting other people before myself. No, and I got a new clerk at the liquor store.
Oh.
Shoot me now.
Right, south.
There's something
Right,
to
but we haven't
do
seen any
with
activity
that
around
it's-
the silver cliff.
Well,
Everything was okay.
So,
Mike, up here.
But how?
I was just grabbing that.
Yeah.
You know me.
It's like.
It looks pretty good.
So I thought that it had something to
But
do
there
with.
was time.
It was like, they would say there is some
Kind of
that,
like
and then they didn't
summer
have to
got
speak.
stuff.
There was a whole thing, but that was before, that was way long.
Well, you can just convince
Person
the wife.
always
Yeah.
says, I don't know.
But-
Right.
We have down there.
Right.
Or the understory, whether it's grass or something else.
Interesting.
There's some very nice houses up there. There's a lot of.
Starting on my fire. So we get a ton of.
Hey, it's great.
Well, then maybe you should do it. Yeah.
Because I think another question was that is that that's. There's a picture from a church, go ahead and use that road to get into their, yeah, that's weird. Sorry. You might also wanna talk to Jerry Pearl.
Yeah, this whole campus, once those hayfields dry out. we already got that.
I'll see you on the board meeting.
Something else?
They're so.
You're the last whole thing of that motion plan
We've done.
Yeah, for the Santa Fe stuff.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah. Always
Yeah,
agree.
we're very
Yeah, I said
different.
turquoise,
Yeah, they do, because I used to
Yeah,
have
it looks
that.
great.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I-
no, you're right,
Concerned about
and
the fence.
evacuation plan is paramount.
Let's bring down
West
the-
California died trying to get.
It's been
But yeah,
30 years, so I just.
I've got a picture of 2004. I was really rudimentary then. But,
One that had a little bit of pesticide in it.
Entire county.
Yeah.
you know, the only way,
Got 3 roads out.
It's gonna cost $50,000 for
accidents, asphalt,
sheriff has no idea what he's gonna do.
you can't look that, you can't look like just difficult.
Right.
And so,
It's gotta be some people.
anyway,
Well, get to your point.
if we get that done,
Yeah, we need that.
we'll have the evacuation for the house next year's harvest.
Well, we all know that every
You
other
got,
measures have an
And
evacuation.
to the point where I
They've already got
gotta
one.
get those grass cuttings picked up.
You know, that's kind of.
Talk to Mike Shields.
That's there, it's kind of,
I have a
That's good to know, so
Yeah.
that's a lot of trucks and trailers. there, so-
Well, there you go, so we need to know about that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
We might tell that to them.
Which I'll have to think.
Depending on the time of the year.
Yeah.
It could be relatively
Well, yeah, with snow on the ground, we're good.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I always forget my purse.
But fall, it's when it's dangerous.
Oh, yeah, October, that jumping fire was in October.
so it's kind of.
We had 60-mile-an-hour sustained winds and it just.
I,
I was a working for the state of Arkansas. Fire, so I was a dozer.